today's show, we chat with Practically Perfect Vacations, learn about child and family services, hear original poetry from the Plymouth Poetry Festival, and talk about upcoming events in our South Shore towns. We're glad you're here. Let's get started. Maggie Smith, renowned poet and author, and Plymouth Poet Laureate Stephen Delbos will be at the Spire Center on October 29th for a one-night-only poetry reading and book signing event. Maggie's several published books of prose and poetry include Good Bones, the title poem of which may be familiar and was named PRX's 2016 Poem of the Year. Her 2023 memoir, You Could Make This Place Beautiful, is a New York Times bestseller. Master of Ceremonies Stephen Delbos is the author of the poetry chapbook In Memory of Fire, along with several other collections, and is Plymouth's first Poet Laureate. There will be an opening reception with the poets from 3 to 4 p.m. Visit the Eventbrite page to get your tickets. The poetry reading begins at 5 p.m. Tickets are free, and you can visit the events page at spirecenter.org to get yours. Books will be available for purchase, provided by Books and Sundry. This event is presented by America's Hometown Laureates and supported by the Mass Cultural Council and the Town of Plymouth's Promotional Fund. Could you use a laugh, especially if it supports a good and worthy cause? Don't miss Laughing Out Loud 2, which features Boston local favorites Lenny Clark, Christine Hurley, and John Turco in a hilarious night of comedy to benefit BID Plymouth's Behavioral Health Services. Reserve Thursday night, October 19th from 7 to 9:30 and head down to Hotel 1620. Tickets can be purchased via the Eventbrite page. Join author Melanie Brooks at the Kingston Public Library on Tuesday, November 7th for a book discussion on her memoir, A Hard Silence, an intimate exploration of the impact her surgeon father's diagnosis with the HIV virus had on her and her family. Diagnosed at a time when this disease was widely misunderstood, Melanie's father sought to protect his family from the stigma caused by fear and prejudice, leading to a decade-long period of secrecy, suffering, and the isolation of silence. The author talk takes place from 6 to 7 p.m. at the Adams Center. Visit the Kingston Public Library to learn more. Doctors of the late Victorian age lived a paradoxical practice. A turn-of-the-century surgeon would pick up a dropped scalpel off of the floor and continue to use it, but also had access to advanced equipment like the X-ray machine. On November 2nd, from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m., join proper Victorian lady Miss Myrtle Mills at the Pembroke Public Library to be alternately shocked and impressed as she reveals the horrifying practices and milestone discoveries that characterize turn-of-the-century medicine. Portraying Miss Mills will be Janet Parnes of Historical Portrayals by Lady J. Here's local poet Elaine Sorrentino in a reading of her original work.
Our next reader is Elaine Sorrentino.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Elaine Sorrentino. I'm a poet from Pembroke. I'm currently the host of the Duxbury Poetry Circle. Can you hear me? Okay. The first piece I'm going to read is an acrostic poem, which means that the first letter of each line spells a word, and the word it spells is sangria. Scrumptious, saturated citrus, aromatized wine in boozy celebration. Neighbors volunteer the appetizers. Grand Marnier lifts our spirits, reduces my inhibitions, inspires me to pick up castanets and dance the fandango. The second piece I'm going to read is called Don't Let My Wrinkles Fool You. This is not the final version of me. There are many more iterations to come. The one where 5 a.m. is the perfect time to play peekaboo with a grandchild. the one where I am no longer considered a cog, but a celebrated contributor, the one where my journey to Italy yields fresh olives and newly pressed oil, the one where someone else's timetable is no longer mine, the one where purple and green ink autograph my first book, the one where I drink in the view from the Rocky Mountaineer as it winds its way from Vancouver to Banff, the one where I sneak chocolate to the naughty child in the corner, the one where I compose the ending to my own narrative. My last piece is called Opinions on Writing Poetry. And compared to a lot of poets here, I'm a fairly new writer, so I've gotten a lot of advice over the last few years. And here is some of it. Opinions on writing poetry. Write all in one sitting so as not to interrupt your thought journey. Share it with your parakeet. Be willing to look ridiculous in the privacy of your own writing. Abstain from self-censure in your first draft. Claw your way to find beauty in something that is not beautiful. Describe it in a novel fashion. Less is more. I disagree. More is more. Squirrel away your first draft. Reorder your lines later. Revise, revise, revise. I heard it took Robert Frost only 10 minutes to pen Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening in 1922. Less than 1/4 of an hour to perfect the pull between beauty and obligation. Ellen Bass admitted failure took 10 years to finish. Even as an accomplished poet, she lacks confidence. Unlike Billy Collins, fearlessness oozing from every phrase. Thank you.
Whaling in New England dates back to the 17th century when this area dominated the industry. Have you ever wondered what daily life was like aboard a whaling vessel? On November 5th at 2 p.m., as part of their Sunday Arts and Culture series, the Duxbury Free Library is hosting Nancy Gentili and Captain Michael Taylor, docents at the New Bedford Whaling Museum, for an informative and fascinating discussion on this topic. There will be artifacts, a slideshow, and a Q&A session after the presentation. To register, visit the Duxbury Free Library website. At this year's pop-up at the waterfront, the Local Scene Street team had the chance to talk to Practically Perfect Vacations, a family-based travel agency helping vacationers plan lasting memories.
I'm with Jennifer and Danielle from Practically Perfect. So you got to tell me, what's your business about?
So we are a local here to Plymouth, family-based travel agency. We've been in business for 7 years, and we do just that. We plan magical vacations for everyone. Yeah.
So how long have you guys been in business?
Just about 7 years.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
So
yep.
you must have people coming from all walks of life looking.
All over the place, and families of all ages, all sizes, you name it, multi-generational, everything. First vacations, my personal favorite, and we send people all over the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
So why would it be important for me to have a travel agent versus going online and booking a vacation?
Very good question, because everyone has access to the internet these days. But having a travel planner in your corner is like having a advocate who's going to be on your side for, the beginning all the way, from the start of the planning and the very first conversation of idea of the vacation all the way through the time that you come home. So if you have needs or something comes up even while you're traveling, we're there for you. So, and we are the experts in family travel, and so we know the ins and outs. We know what to tell you, where to go, how to get there, and all the things to do. So call us. I mean, and I think the big thing now is life is so busy and so hectic, and most of the families, I think Danielle will agree, that reach out, you're busy, you're stressed, you've got a busy life, and you don't have time to do all the research about some of these vacations that take a lot of time to plan, so that's what we're here for.
So what brings you guys to the Waterfront Festival today?
Exactly what Jen was talking about. This is a great place to connect with families and people who are looking for something special and memories. We give the gift of memories, joy, fun. You know, this is especially what I love so much about this job and Practically Perfect Vacations is we are a culture of customer service. And it's not about booking the trip to us. It's about making sure that our families know exactly what they're doing, have the best time, and they come home and they are so grateful and they want to go again. Because we just make sure that everything is taken care of, thought of. And like Jen said, we're the experts because we go. There's probably one of us at one of our destinations almost all the time, like 365, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, and so we can come, like, there are very few things at Disney World that I haven't experienced, literally from every resort, every dining location, every ride, every show, all the things. Even if I don't want to go on it, I'm going to, so that I can come home and tell my families and my clients exactly what to expect. You know, like, well, you're gonna get wet on that ride, or you know what? I love to get to know my family so that I can tailor it to them, and that's what we're really good at. It's getting to know who we're working with so that we're not just gonna tell you to go somewhere because everyone else says to go there. Like Jen said, you can go and do your research and it's like, well, this is the most popular restaurant. Okay, but if you don't like that kind of food, or for whatever reason, we can say, yes, it is very popular, but we actually think you would like this better. So we're very good at learning, gleaning, taking that information, and then being able to bring it to the client to literally tailor their ideal vacation.
So I gotta ask, where should I go on vacation?
Well, we all just got back, actually.
Where'd you guys go?
So we went on, my family, actually, we went on a Disney cruise to Alaska. So we spent a week out there seeing the glaciers and how the people in Alaska live. That was amazing bucket list for us. So I would say I would live on a Disney cruise ship if I could. My
She's not
family
lying.
would say the same. So that's where I would tell you to go.
Yes.
I don't know about Danielle.
I am a sucker for Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
This is going to be on camera, but I might enjoy going without my kids more than I like going with my kids. My husband and I love it. It's, I say this all the time, it's kind of my personal brand tagline, is that Disney World isn't a place, it's a feeling. And it's 100% true. I got a text driving here from a client who just got back yesterday, and I told her this was going to happen, and people don't. I said the Disney withdrawals are real, and she just sent me this text, and the text was, I don't know what to do with myself right now. In the last 4 weeks, I've been to Disneyland and Disney World, and and it's what's so awesome about it. And Walt said it'll never be done. And my kids are now 8 and 10. They've been going since in utero, and every time we go, it's something new. They're either big enough now to go on something they couldn't do before, or they're not scared anymore, or there's a brand new attraction, there's a brand new restaurant. Every single time it's a different vacation, and I don't think a lot of people realize that. I think they think, oh, it's Disney World, been there, done that.
Yeah.
1,000,000% I have to disagree. And Disney, we do Disney Cruise Line as well, which, again, people think Caribbean. Nope, all over the world. Last summer I was in Scotland, Iceland, London, Copenhagen, all on a Disney cruise.
Yes.
It was amazing. Adventures by Disney, a lot of people don't know about, is that really concierge level luxury travel, but for families. You want to go to China, you want to go to Japan, you want to go to Italy with your kids, but you have no idea what to do?
Right.
We do.
Thank you so much for stopping by. It was great to see you guys.
Thank you so much. Yes.
For more information on this local business, visit practicallyperfectvacations.com. If you're a fan of all things spooky, spine-chilling, and scary, Mayflower Brewing Company is conjuring up something special for you this Halloween season. On October 28th from 12 to 7 p.m., join the brewery for Hometown Haunts and Hops, a horror convention that will put some fright in your day and your night. Sip on frosty brews as you visit an array of Halloween-themed vendors to find some ghoulish treasures for yourself or an unsuspecting loved one. To add to the fun, there will be panels, live podcasts, movies, and a costume contest to see whose scare factor and creativity will reign supreme. To purchase tickets for this frighteningly fun time, visit the Mayflower Brewing Company's Eventbrite page. Throughout the year, the Pilgrim Hall Museum has curated a range of fascinating speakers who have brought their wealth of knowledge about the early days of Plymouth to the public. On November 2nd, the Pilgrim Hall Museum Speaker Series is back with Dr. Frank J. Bremer, who will be discussing William Bradford and the faith of the Pilgrims, and will delve into the congregational faith of Plymouth and how it influenced what is called the New England Way, a way of life that consisted of religion and politics based on Puritan principles. Dr. Bremer is Professor Emeritus of History at Millersville University, co-editor of Plymouth Plantation by William Bradford, the 400th anniversary edition, and the author of One Small Candle, The Plymouth Puritans and the Beginning of English New England. This event is free and open to the public. For more information, visit pilgrimhall.org. On November 4th, explore some of the hidden treasures of our history in a tour of Burial Hill, Our Favorite Things, presented by the Plymouth Antiquarian Society and Pilgrim Hall Museum. Join Dr. Donna Curtin and Dr. Ann Mason for a one-hour program that will explore unique gravestones, memorable epitaphs, and more. The tour will begin at the top of the hill and may involve potentially strenuous walking on steep hills. The event is free and no reservations are required. Here's a word from Plymouth Child and Family Services.
Child and Family Services is one of the oldest nonprofit organizations in the southeastern part of Massachusetts. This year, we celebrated 180 years of service. Our mission goal is to strengthen families and the communities that they live in. Child and Family Services is a nonprofit human service agency. Our caring and compassionate staff provide ongoing support and treatment to our patients and families. Child and Family Services is a community behavioral health center with a location in Plymouth. We have a diverse staff and can offer services in different languages. Many of our services are completed in-house, but we also provide services in the community. As part of the Community Behavioral Health Center, we have a mobile crisis program that is 24 hours, which includes mobile crisis clinicians and support staff. In addition, we have 2 inpatient units located in our New Bedford site, an adult unit that is 18 and up and a child unit 18 and under. Both our units are voluntary units with an average length of stay of 5 days. And we also offer a police co-response program in many areas that we cover, including Plymouth. Currently in Plymouth, we have 16 hours a day covered with the Plymouth Police Department. We have 2 clinicians who ride with an officer from 8 a.m. to midnight. Their focus is to respond to not only mental health, but also substance abuse cases, with the goal of stabilizing the individuals in the community and not having to send them into the hospital. We are excited to continue to work in Plymouth area and provide ongoing support to patients and families. Our Community Behavioral Health Center is at 61 Industrial Park, Plymouth, Mass. Open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Patients can utilize our open access, which is Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday and Sunday 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. No appointment needed. Patients and families can also utilize our mobile crisis team in Plymouth, which operates 24 hours a day. If you or someone you know suffers from mental health, substance abuse, or both, please do not hesitate to call us at 508-996-3154. That number gets answered 24 hours a day by a clinician.
If you're a PCAL ghost, witch, goblin, or ghoul, or just dressed like one on Halloween, grab your broomstick and fly on over to the Plymouth Center for Active Living's Halloween party on Monday, October 30th. This afternoon spooktacular will take place between 2 and 4 p.m. and feature a DJ, fun and games, treats, surprises, and a special award for best costume. Call 508-830-4230 for more information, or check out the PCAL monthly newsletter. And that's what's good and good to know on the local scene this week. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. thank you for watching. We are grateful for your attention. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe to The Local Scene here and share everywhere. Thank you, friends.